can talk to you now. As you've been able to tell from the heavy breathing, I am well unfit. Absolutely blown out of my ass, and I'm not even a mile in yet. But every good walk has a hill, unfortunately. That's what they say. Not far from Malham Cove. But I'm not going to Malham Cove. Too many people. I'm going to a hill that's pretty close called Wheats Top. Did it last year. Ended up looping back round and doing Malham Cove straight after. And Malham Cove were chock-a-block with people everywhere. So if you're like me, sometimes I just like to get out where it's quiet, not very many people, just have a nice steady chilled walk in some isolation. Parked in a little, I don't know, it's not even a village, I think, is it like a hamlet or something, called Hanlith, just near the river. And you pretty much, majority of the ascent, straight out of the car, up the lane. But I've not been for a good walk since beginning of 2025. And sitting on the sofa, not doing anything, means that even if it's like 150 metres of ascent, straight out the back, whoa, I'm absolutely blowing as soon as I get started. It's a bit flatter now, so I can talk to the camera, obviously. I just thought I'd give myself a kick up the backside, get out for a walk. It's not a bad day. It's cloudy, bit of rain about, but it's quite warm. Steady away. Yeah, so I've not been for a walk since beginning of 2025. And then, obviously, you know, the year kicks in, you get busy, got, you know, wife and kids and work and commitments on a weekend and things like that. And then before you know it, over a year's passed, you've not been out. I'll tell you one thing I have done, I've been sitting on my ass, going straight through the middle of a sloppy puddle. Yeah. Walking and talking to the camera, it's not as easy as it looks. I just found myself thinking, well, why am I getting myself out? Why aren't I going out, you know, anymore? And I suppose the excuses you make, or the excuses you give yourself, are, well, I'm too busy, I ain't got time, I'm too tired, I can't be arsed, basically. There's been a few occasions this year where I took some days off work with a view to, you know, going out, and then for some reason, don't know why, I've talked myself out of going. I've just made an excuse up in my head and I said, oh, nah, I can't be arsed, you know what, I'll go next time. So I thought, right, let's get out and do something. Come on, you send a kick up arse. I actually did this walk last year, that one that I'm doing now. So I thought, right, it's a steady away one. It's roughly about 6-7 mile. It's not too much in terms of climbing. Pretty much once you're up, you're up. And it's a nice gentle circular back along the river. So I thought, yeah, we'll just go do that. To a reasonably fit person, this walk would be note. I am very unfit. I'm a big lad, I weigh a lot, don't do any exercise, and I eat shit. Happy days. Just climbing stairs at home, blowing out of my ass. Do you know what I mean? And I'm in my 40s now, and I think to myself, that's it now, you know. You've got to do something about this. Otherwise, you know, you'll be one of those guys who sits at home in a chair and doesn't move. Well, I'm nearly there already. I've been hiking since I was probably 7 or 8. Used to go with my grandparents, then kind of progressed to going with mates. And recently, over the last few years, I've kind of just started going by myself. I suppose part of the reason for that, every walk I do with my mates with a hill, I'm plumb last, I'm at the back. And if I go with one mate, he's waiting for me at the back. If I go by myself, I've got nobody to please but myself. If I want to call the walk off, I can call it off. Don't do that though. If you're out, get it done. And, you know, sometimes it's just nice to be by yourself. And I know for a fact that when I've done this walk today, when I get home tonight, I'll be absolutely buzzing. Because I've actually got up, got out and done something. If I wasn't doing this today, I'd literally be sat at home, probably be scrolling on my phone. I'm going to show up for a bit. We're doing a bit of climbing again and it's really hard to walk and talk. So, yeah, I'll be back soon. Just got a wet foot. I should have worn my walking boots. I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty much where we're heading, right in the centre of the screen. It's about a mile, about another 100 metres of ascent. So, like I said, this walk's quite steady. You do most of it straight out of the car. Once you get that over and done with, you know, you can kind of just enjoy the rest of the walk. So like I said, just a nice steady one, blow the cobwebs off. You know, ultimately get out of the house, and then I can get home and say, right, I've fucking done something today. You know, I've actually made an effort. You know. I haven't just kind of gone downstairs, sat on the sofa, turned TV on, and done fuck all day. And my feet are piss wet through now. Never mind. So yeah. And I think when you look at this though, you've got absolute isolation, desolation, solitude, peace, quiet, apart from me rambling onto this camera. Peace and quiet, nobody around. But left the camera on the zoom. I'm still getting used to using one of these jobbies. Really boggy is this, but not far down, maybe half a mile. My feet are piss wet through, but never mind. You can just see where we're going there, kind of aiming for that. Got a trig point on top of this hill, Wheats Top as well, so it's always good to get a trig involved. At least then you know you actually achieved what you set out to achieve. And here we are, Wheats Top. Don't ask me how, I can't remember. I'll put some on the screen. But yeah, that's it. And then this sense of elation that you get when you've reached the top of an hill and you know you've not got any more hills to climb and it's all the way downhill. sometimes you go for a walk and you get to the top of one hill and it's like, oh yeah, but we've  got another one to climb. Oh, fuck's sake. Nah, not on this one. Watching it and it inspires you to get off your ass and get out and go for a walk, let me know. Yeah, this is the first time I've done this. I think as with everything, it'll get better the more I get used to it. I say a lot as well, by the way. I just did it again, I can't help it. It's an unconscious thing. Windy now, I don't know. I've not got one of those microphones yet. Come on, let me get used to doing this first, and then I'll start buying things. Don't tell the missus. So I'm just on my way down now from Wheat's Top, and yeah, I just had 10 minutes at the top, had a butty, and as I was just coming from the trig point, which is what we call it in this country, the highest point of the hill, usually marked by a big stone, I don't know, trig point. A group of ladies from California that are hiking asked me what a trig point is. So I explained to them, and I said, what do you have in America when you get to the top of an hill? And she just, one of the ladies just went, top of the hill. Oh, I love it. But yeah, felt like I knew what I was talking about as well. Sorry, I'll say that again. Felt like I knew what I was talking about as well, apart from the bit on top of the trig point, I'll put back on the screen now. I think there's some sort of tool or measuring tool or something you put on top of it. I tried to explain that, but I didn't do very well. But yeah, they were interested to know that most hills in this country are marked by a trig point, which is the highest point of the hill. Yeah, so yeah, if you, I don't know, they might watch this video. If you're watching it, happy to help. And then I told them how excited I am about going back down. Or some of them anyway. But yeah, that's it. It's all downhill now, as they say. But that's not a bad thing. It means that, as you can probably tell, I'm breathing a lot better. I think it was 2.5 miles to the top. It's probably 4 miles back to the car. If I walk steady away, it's probably going to take me a good, maybe 2-3 hours, depending. I don't like to walk too fast. Come on, let's enjoy it. Enjoy the scenery. This is better. Flat, downhill, steady way. I can breathe. I can talk. I'm quite lucky, I'm about an hour away from this area. Half an hour away from the edge of the Dales. So maybe half an hour away from Ilkley. Maybe another 5 or 10 minutes to Skipton. And then an hour away from this area. Which is, yeah, really, really lucky. On the greatest road in the world as well, the A65. I'll tell you for why. So the A65 runs pretty much from Leeds city centre all the way up to Kendal in Cumbria, passing through the Yorkshire Dales. That's why it's my favourite road. There's about 100 sheep in this field, as you can see them. It's better than cows. I'd rather take on a sheep than a cow. Hope you're enjoying it. I am. Now that I'm going downhill. Well, I say I'm going downhill, it's just starting up a little bit again. Cows now, and one of them's just stood up, so I'm gonna make a sharp exit. Don't trust cows, they're too big. Look at him, eyeballing me. Get away. Step to me and I shoot myself a little bit, I won't lie. It's lovely down here now I'm out of the wind, it's really warm. I didn't want to film then, but just walked through a little village called Calton, I think. Some right gaffs there, you know. Absolutely beautiful houses. Oh, I wish. There's some money in there. Look at that gaff there. Absolutely huge. Took me about just under 2 hours to get to Wheats Top from the car. 2.5 mile, you know, uphill. A fit person would probably do that in an hour. So I'm not fit, and I don't care. Well, I do care about not being fit, but I don't care about how long it took me to get to the top. Yeah, just go at your own pace. That's the ultimate plan, I think, when you go out for a walk. So as I mentioned, I did this walk last year. I actually started from here. So where I've just come down there now, from Wheats Top all the way down here, all the way down this road, I parked here and I went that way up to Wheats Top, and then what I did is I decided to tag Malham Cove on, just, you know. So I went up to Wheats Top, and then where the trig point is, you walk through a gate, you kind of walk down a road which leads to kind of where you can start going up to Malham Cove from the right hand side. So I went onto Malham Cove, down the steps, and then I walked basically along the river back to the car here. So now I've obviously done it the other way around, so we're going to go along the river and back to the car where I've parked in can't remember where I've parked now. Hanliffe, that's where I've parked. So yeah, slightly different, very similar in terms of distance, but yeah, I just thought I'd do a different way around. I think the climb this way or the way I went this morning, pretty much the same in terms of effort, in terms of distance. Both quite easy, steady walks in terms of, once you actually get up there. Yeah, blowing out your ass for the first hour. I am anyway, and then you're all right. I'm going to bring a few lettuces home, my lass, for tea. Do I look like I eat lettuce? I don't even know what these are actually. Do you know what they are? They're massive, whatever they are. Let me know. Not a clue. Not a clue. Just stopped there to change the battery. Fucking feel something on my leg. A big fly biting me. Twat. Suppose you're down by the river though, aren't you?
Hello, waving to the camera.
Oh, that was funny. She said, shall I wave into the camera? And I was like, first time I've ever done this. Anyway, yeah, there's a few more people, so I'm going to take the camera off and shut up. I'm not quite ready for that yet. Shoot me then, people. Not because of the people been there, as in their presence, but because I'm like walking and talking to this, or talking to you, and you just feel like a bit of a dick. Anyway, I suppose that's something that'll come with time. But yeah, nearly done. Probably, I don't know, half a mile, 3/4 of a mile left. Not a big walk, but feeling it in the back and the legs now. Like, that's just because I haven't been out for a long time, and you know, if you go from sofa to hiking, you're gonna feel it. But yeah, happy days. Steady 6.5 mile in the bag up. I'll get myself an injury now. Back at the car, back where it all began. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Luke said. Right, that's me back in the car. Job done. Yeah, I've enjoyed that. I'm glad I did it. Hopefully I'll get out for a walk next week and film that as well, but all the best. Cheers. And I've got to remember, don't look at the screen, look at the camera. See you later.